Welcome. Thank you for tuning in and watching this day's prayer devotion. Today we come to Psalm 145 verses 4 through 7. We've already, from verses 1 through 3, we've learned that we praise a worthy God. We extolled God in those verses. We declared God to be great. And today we see how our praise and our worship of God overflows from our hearts to the world around us. Take a look at verses 4 through 7. One generation shall commend your works to another and shall declare your mighty acts. On the glorious splendor of your majesty and on your wondrous works I will meditate. They shall speak of the might of your awesome deeds, and I will declare your greatness. They shall pour forth the fame of your abundant goodness and shall sing aloud of your righteousness. I've got three real short points here for us to reflect on. First, we receive, then we meditate, and then we overflow. First, we receive the declaration of God's works from a prior generation. That's what verse 4 tells us. And this draws us to think about how God brought the good news of the gospel to our ears. For you, was it a family member? Was it a pastor, a co-worker, maybe a fellow student? Whoever it was that told you about the gospel, about the mighty saving acts of the Lord, that person was a partial fulfillment of verse 4. One generation shall commend your works to another. And then there are those God used to educate you in the word. Perhaps it was a mentor, a small group leader, a Bible study leader, maybe a pastor. The Lord has done more than just a saving work. He's done a growing work, and we learn so much of his works through the teaching and mentoring of others. When we carefully reflect on these things, on how our faith began and how our faith has grown, it should draw our minds to names and faces. It should lead us to prayers of gratitude, to praise to God for his provision of these saints in your life. And then we come to verse 5, which tells us what to do with what we've been given from the previous generation. We meditate. We dwell on God's wondrous works. We gaze into creation and we behold its magnitude. We behold its order. We reflect on how small we are in comparison to the greatness of the cosmos and how great our God must be to be the creator of that cosmos. We remember also that God, the same one that created the universe, became a man. And we don't rush past that simply because we're so familiar with it at Christmas time. We meditate on it. We dwell on the unspeakable kindness we see in this miracle. And when we think that this singular act of saving us is not the whole, but just the front door of blessings that flow from God, we are overwhelmed with gratitude. And the more we meditate, the more thankful we are. We've received so much, too much to articulate and too much to keep to ourselves. And so what happens? We overflow. We overflow with grace and mercy and love and strength that we've received through our receiving and our meditating. We overflow with awe and wonder for who this God is and what he has done for us and what he's done for others, what he's done for now and what he's done for all time. We overflow. Why? So that the next generation can receive the good news about this God. So the next generation can hear of God's wondrous works and his mighty acts. We overflow after we receive and after we meditate so that the cycle of verses 4 through 7 starts again. We tell the next generation so they can receive, meditate, and overflow to the generation after them. Friends, we serve a mighty God who is worthy of our praise, worthy of our meditation, and worthy to be told to the next generation. So as you pray, declare back to God all of the praise from verses 1 through 3, but declare back to God his mighty works. As you pray, dwell on his goodness. And then when you're done praying, find someone to tell.